everyone, and welcome to Pro Wrestling Inside and Out Live. This is our Smackdown review, and now to tell us all about it, here's our host, Rodney West.
Good evening, and here we go again with another edition of our Smackdown report. We have met episode 1100. It is a banner night, and this show was played on Friday, September the 18th. And here is the Zil Redden review. We began the program with just one of the most beautiful openings ever. The Thunderdome, full with the lightning and all that, is just beautiful. No better, just a beautiful picture. Absolutely. But we begin, and it's normal with the WWE and every show, with a talk session. Apparently, having a match right off the bat is something they never thought of. But anyway, we're going to talk again. We start with the Mitts and John Morrison and the dirt sheet. I'm not sure. Is this something new, Jack? Or have they done this before?
They've done it before.
All right, so they have done this before. It is Jokomania. It is one after another. This is the greatest comedy routine and team since, I'm sure, Dean Martin and Jerry Lewis. And they are stunning in this as they begin to tell how the Mitts is trying to tell everybody how he was instrumental in Mandy Rose and her moving to Raw. And I'm thinking, big deal. You're all coming from the same building. Who really cares? But that's just my point. That's just my idea. This is my thoughts on it. Anyway, it was enough to make Otis get all mad and worked up and come out there making sure he would carry his trusty briefcase and his lunchbox.
Well, you never go nowhere without your lunch. What do you think?
Never forget that. Even when you're angry about something, it's not, you never thought about, you know what, I'll just leave it in the back and just run to the ring. But no, he comes out, music starts, and he has to do, before he runs down, he has to stop and do his Samoan sumo wrestling thing. And then he runs down, and then he does his step. And I'm thinking, okay, but he cleans house. I mean, he and then Tucker's finally come from the other side, and they're doing all thing, and they strip the Mitts all the way down. And Jack, what did you think about the tearaway pants of Mitts? I thought it was just
I thought it was well made.
Well made. They well made the tearaway pants for the Mitts.
You can't buy clothes like you used to, or
No.
maybe you can.
No. So we go to commercial. They come back, and they're in the back, and Mitts unveils that this was part of one of his brilliant plans. He's got a plan, and he's executing, and Otis walked right into it. We will divulge the plan later. It's brilliant. It's brilliant. The last time I saw a plant like that, it was a person with the toilet paper and was going to roll somebody's house. It's about the same thing. Anyway, so we go back and we have match number 1, and that would be the Grand Metalik against Cesaro. And, of course, the Lucha House Party partners are with them. And on the other side, of course, is the tag team partner, Cesaro, co-holder of the SmackDown Tag Team Championship. In the match, as the match continues, and I think pretty decent, a lot of leg slaps, but you just kind of have to ignore it. Somebody there told him, you know what, the best thing to do to make people believe what we do is make sure to slap your leg every time we make a kick. Just brilliant. But anyway, so we have the slap kick match up to the point where the two Lucha partners, and I get them confused, get up on the ring apron, and they get into a fight, and then the referee ejects both of them, which probably should have been done at the beginning of the match. It would have been more helpful, I think. So anyway, they are ejected, and of course, like I said, a lot of slaps, and then right after the end of the match ends up with, of course, Cesaro going over with the neutralizer. A decent match, I think. I would have, like I said, left out the leg slaps. That's just me. Jack, Brent, would you like to comment? Did you enjoy that? Well, Brent didn't get to see it, I don't think. Jack, did you enjoy that match?
Yeah, I saw it.
For what it was okay. I wish they'd slow down a little bit. And, of course, leg slaps. So, anyway.
I did get to see it. Yes, I did. I finally did get to watch it. And I just don't like the moves with the guy. They stay there waiting for him to do the move. It just takes so much just takes that believability. I can't get into it. I just can't. I'm sorry.
Brent, a leg slap for you for that commentary. All right. Then we have an interview with Jey Uso. and they replayed the last week's match with the tag team match with he and Roman Reigns against was it King Corbin and Sheamus, or as I call him, Sheamus, in that match. And so they show all of that, and then at the end where Reigns comes in at the very end, Sheamus, Uso basically wrestled both of them for the entire time. He comes in, makes the tag as Uso's on the top rope, and of course then Reigns moves in and gets him with the spear, Sheamus with the spear, 1, 2, 3, and that's the end. So they redo that interview. And Brent, did you see the interview on that one?
Yeah.
Okay. Jack, did you see the interview?
Yeah. I'm as enthusiastic as Brent is.
I'm going to just say it. As you know, I may have to apologize for it tomorrow. Jey Uso did an interview that was not a main eventer. He did one like it was the first interview he'd ever done. And he's been there for a while. And I hate to be that way, but you're heading and you're going to headline a match. You know, you need to do an interview like you're headlining a major card.
Yeah.
All right. So now we go to Matt Riddle.
Wait a minute. I missed that. Matt Riddle was on the show.
Oh, it was a video explaining all of the different, I guess you say, inflections of the word bro.
Bro.
And it's different ones. He can say bro being happy, bro being sad,
bro.
Confused. And basically what it is, and basically what it is if you watch Marvel, it's I Am Groot. And that's exactly what it was. It was I Am Groot. And I appreciate a good superhero movie. I really do. But yeah, he's doing the Guardians of the Galaxy right there. I Am Groot. He's doing it as bro. The only one he didn't do.
I missed that. I must have forwarded through that.
Well, I can assure you, my friend.
It's well worth going back and missing it again.
Jack took the words right out of my mouth. Right out of my mouth. Then we have more. Imagine this. And a new program, I guess, A Moment of Bliss. And in this, her guest, particularly on this one, was her best friend. Mm-hmm. I want to tell you, if somebody calls you in the WWE your best friend, you better watch out. They're about to take your tail, my friend. Yep. Yeah? It's as simple as that. It's kind of like walking over to the desk with Lance and Dave on Memphis TV. It's just something you don't do.
Yeah.
Anyway, Miss Bliss has her special guest, her best friend, Nikki Cross. And Nikki is now talking about Bliss is asking her, now you're having your big match coming up, the Clash of Champions, but you had matches against Bayley back in the summer. You didn't do well through them. So what changes now? And of course, she says the reason that she has a better chance because always Sasha Banks was interfering. Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. Then fine with that.
That's fair.
No problem with that. And then the question was asked about what happened. Then Nikki has the audacity to take over the program. She should have been slapped for that. Maybe a slap kick to her. Anyway, she says over and she asked her, what was this about you doing? Somebody mentioned the word, and then you give me an Abigail's sister, which we all know to be Bertha. But no, it was a sister Abigail. But anyway, she gave his sister Abigail. When she asked her the question, she said, I don't know what you're talking about. She just don't know what happened. And then comes Lacey Evans, which I find refreshing. I like her. I like her outfit. I love her hat. I love the purse. She should use her purse to hit somebody upside the head with, but that's the way
she is a sassy Southern belle.
I enjoyed it. And of course, Lacey eventually, I said Lassie. I think just because of Nikki's accent. Lassie.
Nikki. Hey, I enjoyed the segment just because Nikki Cross. I love listening to her speak.
She's awesome. Anyway, so it ends up getting with a match with Lacey Evans and Nikki Cross. And, of course, once again, we have to – and of course, Alyssa is now at the at the desk doing commentary, and again they were more interested in interrupting. And then of course Alyssa's probably there trying to butter up to her acting coach. By the way, I don't know if you watched the Emmys. It was this past weekend, and Corey Graves got ripped off. He got ripped off, ladies and gentlemen. He did not win the Emmy, and I nominated him. I know I did. He should have won that because of his awesome acting that takes place on this program. But anyway, again, she's sitting there with the acting coach in there, going back and forth in there, trying to ask her questions. And then, of course, it's in the end, it's actually, I love part of it. Lacey grabs her hand sanitizer and sanitizes Nikki because she feels like she's not sanitary. There might be diseases there. And now that was pretty good. And of course, Michael is asking a question everybody else is asking. Why isn't she being disqualified? Well, you need to ask the person in your headset why she's not being disqualified. And I'm sure he's yelling, why are you saying that?
Because it's not the finish, pal. It's not the finish.
Oh, my goodness. Well, anyway, it's Nikki winning with the top rope neck breaker thing, and she ends up winning. Of course, again, no surprise, being that she's facing the champion at the Classic.
I liked the match, though. Did y'all like the match?
I did. I liked the match. I like any match Lacey Evans is in, but I did like the match.
She was. I like her. She's awesome. I agree with you on that. Then at the end, Lacey is over at the desk. And again, I warn people time and time again, do not go to the desk. I try to tell you not to, but you do it anyway. She goes over there and says something about the Fiend to Alyssa, and she goes into her trance, and she gives her Abigail's sister, or Sister Abigail, whichever you prefer. And then she walks off. I'm surprised her pigtail didn't go off. Comes up and start laughing like Harley Quinn, back to back. Right?
It's coming.
Yeah. And again, I have to admit, in that, tremendous acting from Corey Graves.
Okay, are they going to? Is she going to be like a Harley Quinn character?
That has all the direction for me. I'm just assuming that's what it's being done. Normally, she has the pigtails, and like I said last week. All she's missing is the ball bat and with barbed wire on it.
Have you heard, Jack? Have you heard?
I haven't heard the direction, but I agree that looks like the way they're going with it.
Well, I don't know. I don't know if I'd go that direction. It's been done.
Has that ever stopped Vince before?
No, I'm sorry, you're right.
You go.
We're gonna talk about that because I'm under the assumption, and I'm just guessing, that the WWE and the powers that be feel like that people are not staying through the entire duration of the show. They're coming and going.
They would be right in that assumption.
And what would be the reason you would think that people would be locked in? Is it the commercials? Because normally I don't really watch regular TV, so I don't have to sit through these awful 6-minute commercials. Is the commercials make people lose interest, or just matches?
Personally, I think when you have a 2-hour show and 4 matches, that could be a reason.
Yeah, I understand. Then we have a video. Paul Heyman is narrating the history of Roman Reigns, and they go back and show pictures of them growing up with the Samoans and how these got connections to Rikishi and to The Rock. Pretty decent interview, and of course, I'm a big fan of Paul Heyman and everything he does is awesome.
Yep.
I really like it, and I thought that was well put together. And of course, in the end, these cousins are actually brothers. I believe if you translate that, best friends. Somebody needs to count. I'm just saying, it's kind of like best friends. If somebody calls you best friend, run. All right, Ren. All right, then we have the interview. Sasha Banks. She is over at the Performance Center to do an exclusive interview with our friends Michael Cole and the acting director, actor extraordinaire Corey Graves. She does, I think, a pretty decent job on this. She refers, of course, to Bailey as best friend, which is code. I'm going to get you. For whatever reason, though, and I have to say this, Bailey knew that Sasha was going to be at Performance Center. Now, how in the world did she know that? Did she have it tipped? Did she have? Oh, she read the script. I was watching Bullwinkle, and when they get lost when Bullwinkle gets lost, they bring the script in and they go through it too. It's funny. I enjoy it when they do it on there. Yeah. Does Bailey, you think, run around town in her wrestling gear?
Well, that would be the assumption.
Okay,
and honestly, I kind of hope she does.
In the end, is Bailey attacking Sasha, who admits that Bailey is nothing without her. So it proves what I was saying, and all along, it was only a matter of time. She just beat her to the punch. And I say, boo-hoo, Sasha. That's all right.
So there really is no babyface in this situation.
No.
There is no. Now, they're trying to. And there's something else I'm going to point out when we get to the end. 3 no-names comes in to make the save on her as she was going to give her the chair guillotine, as I'm calling it now. The chair, not cheer. Cheer is what you do in the South, but chair guillotine is what she was going to give her to. One more time, a repeat performance of the chair guillotine. Then we come with match 3. We show what happened the last prior week involving Sami Zayn and his interference in the Intercontinental Championship, or the match between Jeff Hardy and AJ Styles. Now, this match is going to be AJ Styles against Sami Zayn. Both, it was pretty decent. Jack, what do you think about this one?
I thought it was pretty decent. I'm not a fan of the ring gear that Sammy's wearing, but I guess if you're going to be crazy and a militant type gimmick, it works. But the match was pretty good.
I would rather see him as El Generico that he wrestled as in Ring of Honor.
He was really good. He was good at that.
But I thought it was a good match. I thought they both did a good job. I thought it was a good match.
It was a classic finish. I loved it. Zayn went for I guess schoolboard him back. Had the tights. Referee called him. Then AJ Styles returned the favor with his own schoolboard back, and he grabs the tights. Referee didn't see it, and neither did we because of cameras. Of course, with all those different changes, should have called it, but they didn't. You think about it. And, of course, like I suggested last week or one of the other podcasts, they need to add at least 10 more cameras to get the full effect that they're looking for. In the end, it's Jeff after the match. Jeff Hardy comes in, attacks him. And I'm going to say this. I'm not sure, Brent and Jack, I've actually put up the ring. But who in the world would take that much time to put kendo sticks and chairs and tables under the ring? Would it not be just in the way when you had to take the ring down?
I'm not sure. And in fact, I think if you crawl far enough up under that ring, you will come out in parts unknown.
Parts unknown, yes. I would think it would be like if you got underneath there, it'd be kind of like a tent in Harry Potter. It goes in, it has a whole house underneath it. I'm just guessing. I'm pretty sure
Hornswoggle still works there. He's just lost.
Just lost in there.
Hey, pal, that's a good idea. I'm going to use it.
Anyway, after Jeff goes through his selections, possibly table, ends up with a ladder, and then he beats both of them to the ladder, sets it up in the ring, and he's going to come off of it. As he goes up, Zayn takes a hike, and then that sets up for a challenge. He challenges them both to a triple threat ladder match. No card can be complete in a WWE without either a triple threat or a ladder. Or a fatal four.
I think they own stock in the ladder companies.
It could very well be. This is going to be at the Clash, which I call it the Clash. They don't. It's Clash of Champions. Some people call it Clash of the Champions.
Gold
but I
Rush.
call it just the Clash.
Yes.
Gold Rush. That's right. And then they're going to have that challenge for that ladder match. And I have a feeling they're going to have it. I have a feeling they are going to have that match. All right, then we come up with an interview with Otis and Tucker, and then Indescript Gentleman comes in and hands papers to Otis. Apparently, the Miz has served him papers. I would say it's probably child support.
I froze that up. It got too stupid for me, so I didn't even want to.
You know what? Otis is a missed opportunity. I think they missed the opportunity making the comedy. I think that he could easily be the working man's guy. I think they could do something really good with him.
Yep.
Shades of the American Dream type thing. I really do. I think they missed the boat on it, but too much. They are focused on comedy, and that's exactly what we're going to get in that. Then we have the interview. We talked about that. We have another interview. Sheamus is standing talking to some people, and the security guard that helped him out with the Big E comes up to him and says, Sheamus says, "Thank you very much for all that you've done for me. How you helped me out with that situation." He said, "I just wanted to tell you, there's somebody messing around your car out there. I just want to let you know something's going on with your car." He said, "My car?" And he goes out, and surprised, Big E is back. And Sheamus is not stupid. He runs. I think that's good. But he leaves the security guard, and the security guard has to take his whooping. And I did say whooping. And he does too. Takes a belly to belly right through the windshield. And in the end, it's shades of Robert Fuller and Jimmy Gold and the Nightmares. He stuffs the security guard into the trunk. Brett?
Loved it. Loved every minute of it. I loved that beatdown. How about you, Jack?
It was great. It was great. I'd wonder if they could use my vehicle because I could use some repair.
That's right. All right. Then we have the video of the mystery woman, and I think very intriguing video of the mystery woman. Then match number 4, we have the Samoan street fight. Roman Reigns comes out and he starts the match. He has to have an interview, right there, or promo, whichever you prefer, in which he talks about that some people questioned that he was just coming at the end. So he wants to completely participate in the match. So we begin Roman Reigns, Jey Uso against Sheamus and King Corbin, and it's the WWE Universal Champion doing slap kicks. No, don't do slap kicks. It makes you look like you've been working in the outlaw group somewhere down in Fort Payne or something. I don't know. It's just you don't. You're a champion. Act like you are. Come on. Don't be copying what you see on the other WWE shows. Just don't. Anyway, so I don't know if you noticed this, and I don't know if anybody else noticed it, but anytime there is a replay, there is a new soundtrack that is added to it. Did anybody catch that?
Mm-hmm.
It is louder and sometimes with sound effect.
Yep.
I just noticed it. And I mean, it's super loud. That the original sound does not sound like that.
Is that when they would go through the tables and stuff? Did they add soundtracks to that?
Oh yeah. So, sound effects, yeah.
Yeah, sound effects. I thought they did because it was so awful loud.
And popped in more, and also popped in more crowd noise that I've noticed as well. So we got so anyway, the match continues. It's Reigns Corbin on the inside, and so Corbin goes, and Sheamus is already out. So Corbin goes for his magic scepter. Apparently, he was going to knight him, and so as he grabs the scepter, it's Uso with the Universal belt. He hits him in the head with the belt. He goes down. It's then as he hits him with the belt, he staggers back. Roman Reigns hits him with the spear, and then from the top comes Uso, catches him 1, 2, 3. Then at the end, the belt is laying at the side. Uso reaches, grabs the belt. Then he's about to hold it up in the way everybody holds the belt. It doesn't matter who you are. You must stand, look at the camera, and hold the belt up with a single hand. Everybody must do it. Apparently, it is required. But then, in the end, he just throws it to Roman Reigns. Then he's walking out of the ring doing his celebration, and Roman Reigns is giving him the death stare as he's on the way out. Good ending, I thought. Anybody?
I love the death stare. I thought that was really well because he was smiling. He was smiling until he got out of the ring and started walking off. Yeah. And then, his whole countenance changes. And I love the way Paul Heyman is standing there looking at him like, we fixing to kill this guy.
Yeah, good. Yeah, that was good stuff. I didn't like the match, but that was good. That got me.
All right, we like Jack was saying, 4 matches in 2 hours. 4 matches, a lot of talk.
A lot of talk, a lot of recaps because apparently nobody watches the week before.
Especially today, recaps probably is not a thing to do because people sometimes might watch it on, like I do on Hulu. So there's no real reason to do recaps anymore because people just watch it. It ain't like today where we played and you missed it.
I don't mind recaps if they would keep them short, but they're basically showing you everything that happened the week before, for the most part, in those recaps, and you don't need to go into that kind of detail. Highlight it, move on.
Well, and there is sometimes oldies but goodies work. When Sasha Banks was talking, as she was talking, they should have flipped to the images of what happened and go in and out and let her kind of talk over it. That's not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing. It surely stops because you can imagine what it's like to stand there for 4 minutes or have to be in the ring for 4 minutes waiting for them to come back to you. Standing there, especially if they ever have a crowd. But yeah, that was the end.
Talking about crowds, Michael Barr wanted to know, how do you three like the way the audience is set up to watch?
I love it.
I think it's great. And there's always those surprise little fans that show up out there. There were some AEW guys that were on there. In fact, I think I saw Bill Watts, and he was talking about Junkyard Dog on one of the screens.
Oh, was he?
Maybe, yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Goodness, that man will not let that go.
Mickey Mayfield, we want to say hello to him and thank you so much for watching it. And also Bishop Michael Nesby, good evening to the Wrestling Gurus. Thank you so much, sir. 1, 2, 3. What number would you give it? Let's say 1 to 10. Let's say what would you give this?
1 to 10, 5.
I'm going to say 5 as well. Rodney?
3.5.
3.5. Well, at least you gave him that half.
Yeah,
that was good.
Well, that was Boyd Pierce taught me how to do the halves.
Okay, folks.
Weighing in at 245.5 pounds. It is 3/4 too. Go ahead.
That is our SmackDown review for September 18th, 2020. And if you're watching this right now, give us the big thumbs up and subscribe to the page. You'll be seeing all the videos. So please subscribe if you have not subscribed.
Bishop gives it a 2.
Bishop gives it a 2.
That's what he says. He gives it a 2.
I think you could give it a 2 and not even turn it on.
I was being generous tonight. I'll just tell you right now, I was being generous.
Okay, folks. But anyway, if you're watching on YouTube, please do give us a big old thumbs up. Subscribe to the page. A lot of things coming on Pro Wrestling Inside and Out Live right here on YouTube. For Rodney West and for Jack Lord, I am Brett West, and we'll see you on the next episode of Pro Wrestling Inside and Out Live.